Got it?
Yep.
All right, Alza, Joe with Big Island Jeep Rental. Today we're going to do a video heading up to Mauna Kea. We're going to grab one of the, I'm pretty excited about this actually, one of the new hybrid Jeeps, the 4xEs. All Jeep Wranglers, by the way, can go up Mauna Kea to have the true 4-load transfer case. That's what you need. But the hybrids are even better because the engine kind of slows you down. But anyways, this video is going to be cruising up Mauna Kea and all the stuff that kind of goes with it, how to prepare, and what you need to prepare to go. So Mauna Kea is technically the world's tallest mountain. It's kind of a big deal for people to go up there and check it out. It's a bucket list kind of a thing, right? Excuse me. It's not the tallest mountain with regard to elevation like Mount Everest is, but from the seafloor up, it's like a mile higher or something like that. And that's where they have the telescopes and you do the stargazing and all that stuff. You're up there so high, the stars don't twinkle, so you're kind of above those layers of the atmosphere. So it's breathtakingly beautiful. We're going to go up there, watch the sunset, and then wait for the second show that you get, which is the stargazing. Speaking of which, if you go up there, you kind of want to plan backwards a little bit. You want to be at the visitor center no later than 2 hours before sunset. You need a full hour to acclimate to the elevation. Even if you live on Mount Everest or you go to Colorado, you're going from sea level of 13,000 feet in about 2 hours. So that's kind of why that's so important. And they close the gate to the summit an hour before sunset. And they don't really give you that warning when they tell you to pull over and acclimate to the elevation. So that's kind of the basics. So when you plan out your trip, just work backwards and make sure you can be at the visitor center 2 hours before sunset at least. Pack a lunch. So I've got Stephanie here with me filming.
Hey.
We threw some notes down and some commonly asked questions. You want to what do you write down there?
All right, so what are we going to wear tonight?
Good question. So right now it's mid-March and it's about 20 degrees up there. It's pretty cold. Me, I don't own pants. I've got a pair of sweatpants I use for pajamas. I'm going to take those with me. I'm not even going to wear shoes. I usually suggest to folks just wear whatever you have that's warm because you'll probably want to get out and kind of check things out. But by all means, you can just sit in the comfort of the Jeep, flip the top back. You even have these Sunrider soft tops, even on the hard top Jeeps. You can flip it back, hang out in the Jeep, leave the Jeep running, have the heater on. So just kind of depends. If you want to get out there and hang out outside the Jeep, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to overdo it with my clothes, but you should dress warm. I just wouldn't go out of your way to go to the store and buy a $100 coat or anything that you're not going to find here, but you'll be fine. Just dress warm if you can. What was the other question?
What time should we be up there? You kind of touched on that.
Just covered that.
Is the road always open, or do we need to check the weather?
Yeah, I'm glad we brought that up. So we have a link on the website that links to the Mauna Kea current road conditions. And you want to check that when you get up in the morning. You also want to check it before you head out the door. You never can tell when the road's closed. So I usually recommend to folks, even if you have your own Jeep and you live on an island, plan for 3 days. Don't wait till the last minute because they close the road. Sometimes it's blizzard, sometimes it's freezing rain, sometimes it's wind. I got turned around one time because there was a little brush fire up there. I mean, you never really know, so just plan accordingly.
All right, and adjusting to the altitude, where do we do that?
Yeah, so you'll go to the visitor center. They're actually going to stop you right there at the visitor center and say, hey, we need you to go acclimate to elevation for 45 minutes. I think they tell you 45 minutes. Give yourself a full hour. I've talked to a lot of my customers and they give themselves 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and I was like, hey, how'd you do? And they're like, well, we got a little woozy. Sometimes, so give yourself that hour. It's not a tough person competition. You don't have to see how you do. You're gonna have a bad time if you don't give yourself enough time. And speaking of acclimating and elevation, you will probably see other people up there hiking around, doing this and that and other thing. They're probably gonna pay for it. So there's no need to do that. That altitude sickness kind of creeps up on you and can come in at any time, even if you just get done with the hike. So just take it easy. Don't go walking around. Don't go running around, anything like that. Just take it easy.
Okay, and can any vehicle go up to Mauna Kea, or if it's a Jeep, do you have any vehicles that cannot go to Mauna Kea?
That's probably the most important question. So Mauna Kea, the vehicle you need is all about slowing down. You'll be corkscrewing down the mountain at about a 6% grade on average. It's all about slowing down and not riding the brakes. This is why you need what we call a real 4x4 with a 4-load transfer case. that cuts your gear ratio in half. So you're going to be using the transmission, the transfer case, the motor basically, to slow you down coming down the mountain so you're not riding the brakes. If you ride the brakes get hot, they blaze up, they go out, and go flying off the mountain. In fact, DLNR, the Rangers, whatever you want to call them, they're up there with temperature sensing guns, checking people's brakes to make sure you're not overheating. So you need a vehicle with true 4-low. And you're really only going to get that, I think, in a Jeep Wrangler or like pickup trucks. I'm not sure if the Toyota, I think the Toyota 4Runners still have 4-low, but might be wrong there. But you can't go up there in all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. In fact, you don't need all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive to get up there. You can ride up there. And we just had a guy here 2 days ago, bicycled up Mauna Kea. Not something I would do, but anyways, it's just about the slowing down. So you got to have something with a true 4-low transfer case. And any Jeep Wrangler or Gladiator, no matter if it's a Sahara, a Rubicon, a Sport Edition, Chief Edition, Willys, you know, as long as it's a Wrangler or a Gladiator, it's going to have that transfer case to slow you down coming down the mountain.
Okay, so Wrangler, Gladiators are okay. What about Renegades?
Nope.
Okay.
Definitely not.
All right.
There's a reason why they cost less, so yeah.
Okay. And is there a condition that the Jeep needs to go up in?
Thanks for bringing that up. So we don't want cross-contamination on the top of Mauna Kea. So probably another good reason for you to go on your first day or second day if you can. If you go up there and you've got mud and dirt on the car, they're going to turn you around. So just make sure to clean it or make sure it's clean before you go up there.
Okay, and if we are arriving on island, should we do Mauna Kea in the early part of our trip or the later part of our trip?
I think we covered that a little bit earlier, yeah. I would say your first day, you know, get some good sleep the next morning. Unless, of course, you've been diving about it, all the divers, you know, should know better.
I think that's it.
And that's it. All right, well, next step, we're gonna take the camera, GoPro, and cruise on up and take you with us. I forgot something while I edited this in. So make sure you got a full tank of gas before you leave town, whether it's Hilo or Kona. There's nothing on the way at all. So really super important that you do that. All right, aloha. Also, if you've been to Mauna Kea yourself, please comment, share your comments. And if you plan on going to Mauna Kea, also comment, ask questions. If we don't get back to you on YouTube, you can shoot us an email, info@bigislandjeeprental.com, which is part of the description. Any questions at all, happy to help out. We want to make sure you're doing this right, you're doing it safe, the best we possibly can. So thanks for watching. Aloha. All right, here we are. We just turned on the Mauna Kea access road. Roll drive, low gear, meaning 4-low, by the way. And we are headed up quite a ways, so we'll take you along with us. All right, so we're kind of getting close to Mauna Kea. I think it's cool when you're coming up here, like you're almost eye distance with the clouds. So we're going to be driving above those clouds, and that's pretty exciting. You want to be up here on a clear day, but there's definitely something cool about looking down at those clouds. So we'll see when we get up there. We are getting close. Let's see if we can get some video. There we go. All right, here we go. Heading up the road, and plenty of our little friends the goats hanging out. They only hang out on the road. And away we go. So here we are at the visitor center. It'll make us pull over and acclimate to the elevation. So pretty typical there. Usually they're standing in and make you pull over, but here we are, and now we've got an hour to kill. All right, so we are at the visitor center. This is where the Rangers, or the DLNR, stops you to make sure you have 4-wheel drive and 4-low. This Jeep is it's like a Cherokee. It's going to be all-wheel drive, but it doesn't have the 4-low, or as my friend over here pointed out, the granny gear, that really super low gear that you have. hopefully they're not going to try to get up there. Seems like they're going to be turned around, but this is where they stop and check you. And they're not doing this to be mean. They're doing this to make sure people don't go flying off the mountain, because they don't want to pull you off the side of the mountain. So again, you need a Jeep with 4 low. They're going to check you out here. We've got an hour to kill, and we'll be back. There you go. How's it?
Aloha.
We have a ranger with us.
So, I'll get straight to the point.
Yeah,
currently, the number one reason for crashes and fatalities is how it brakes. Jeep Wranglers are one of the safest cars to take up here. If you want you to 4-wheel drive low, it's easier on the vehicle going up, and then you don't have to worry about shifting it back into 4-low. Keeping it 4-low coming down, mandatory with manual mode. That way you can inch brake in 2 or 3. If you're using a foot brakes, you're wrong. We don't want you crashing. Okay, real simple. If you're braking, you're wrong. Go to a lower gear. If you're still braking, pull over, let your brakes cool off. Very avoidable situation. Other than that, I got 100 other rules. I'll let you once I get here.
I'm trying to get them all out there, but I tell, this question comes up a lot. A couple of things just about general health safety. So we hear the youngest age is 12. We also hear it's 13. What are your thoughts on that?
We don't like 13 and under. The reason being is studies show that kids that age and younger, they're more likely to get hypoxic. They're more likely to get sick. Their illnesses are more rapid. So the nearest hospital is Hilo or Waimea. So that's a long time to be dealing with CPR or dealing with health conditions.
And you see that with the youngsters, yeah?
We've had fatalities up here. We've had toddlers die. We've had adults die.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we get folks that say, well, I live in Colorado. We're like, no, you're going from sea level of 13,000 feet. There's a big difference. You can't just, be used to it, right?
I get on my soapbox real quick. Number 1 rescued hiker, Colorado hikers here.
Wow, really?
I go 14 all the time, but they forget they've been at the ocean all week. Their body's adapted to sea level, and now they're going from 9,000. Instead of going from 9,000 to 14, they're going from sea level to 14. So either they come down with humble pie, or we rescue them. In a high note, some of my best hikers are Colorado hikers. Those are the smart ones. Within 24 hours of landing, they come here, they still acclimate, and they smoke our trails up here.
Yeah, we just saw a guy. Well, we got a guy back here. I just had a customer ride his bicycle from the ocean to the top of Mauna Kea. So I guess the really difference is how much time you take to get to the top.
Yeah, it takes several hours, many hours.
Yeah. So the other question out there, some people here you need to acclimate 30 minutes. Some people here 45. I try to preach at least an hour. It's not a tough guy competition here. Take your time, because you're going to be miserable if you don't do it right. What are your thoughts on that?
We try to enforce at least 30 minutes. Like you said, the more the better.
And there's plenty of places to pull out. Just take your time and go as slow as you
Stay
can.
hydrated, and then even if you do everything perfect, you can still get sick. So like you said, don't be tough. Tough guys are who you rescue. Listen to your body. You can be the strongest, healthiest person up there, and the only person getting sick. If it's your day, it's your day. Don't panic, just come back down.
Back about the 4-wheel drives and the brakes, I'm glad you mentioned Jeeps, because there's very few 4-wheel drives that actually have a true 4-low. And we get folks all the time, oh, I just need an all-wheel drive car. I see it on Facebook groups too. People are saying, you just need a 4-wheel drive, you'll be fine. The answer is no, you need that 4-low transfer case to slow you down. You don't need a lifted truck or anything crazy to go up, because we see people cycling.
It's all about low gearing, the ability of coming down without touching your brakes.
And you folks close the gate to the summit an hour before sunset, right?
30 minutes prior, because you physically cannot make it to the summit. And then you're creating an unsafe situation, because I'll have over 100 cars coming down, and then one person going up creates jams. And you physically cannot be at the summit with headlights or electronics, and your vibrations, they create problems for your telescopes.
Okay, there you go. Last question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Early signs of hypoxia.
Dizzy,
What should people look out for?
nausea, headache, sleepy.
Okay.
Some people look kind of drunk. They get glossy eyed, get a little bit lethargic, and other people it's just quick.
It's time just to get back home.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. Hey, some bonus footage. We ran into Gage at Mauna Kea Summit Adventures. This guy's a pro. These guys are absolute pros. In fact, there's a few outfits that do these Summit Adventures or tours up to the summit. They all do really good work, but we happen to know this guy. We used to be neighbors, so cool guy, and we know what these guys do. So why don't you tell us what you do? Because I know you do, like, you show people the stars and you give them food, and what's your elevator pitch?
So the benefit of going on a tour, right, is we do a history narration going up, so you learn about different places on the island that you might even might visit if you have a rental car, different beaches and places that you might not find online. And then we take you up to the summit, enjoy the sunset, and we provide food, water, these big heavy jackets because it gets really cold up there. Here, we probably got one.
Oh yeah.
So we've got these big ski jackets.
By the way, we don't do that.
Definitely need these. Yeah, if you're going with Joe, you got to bring your own clothes because you'll need as many clothes as you can get up there, gloves and hats and all that kind of stuff. And then what we do is we wait until the sun sets, we wait until the stars come out, and then we pull out this nice big telescope right here. So we have about a $5,000 12-inch telescope.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The stars with. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Let's see planets and galaxies and all kinds of stuff, and talk about different constellations and whatnot. So if you're scared of driving on your own, maybe doing a tour might be a better option for you. But you still got to get the Jeep from Joe, right?
Yeah, we actually do recommend taking the tour up there, especially if you have any health issues, you're not comfortable with that kind of stuff. But for the people that won't or can't, of course, you need a Jeep in order to do that. But definitely highly recommend these guys for sure. I wish one of these days I'll go with you guys because I'm tired of driving myself, and I actually want to see the show and check out the stars and all that kind of stuff.
I usually tell people if you're trying to decide if you should drive yourself, if you can drive standard, you could probably drive to the summit. If you don't know what that means, you probably shouldn't be driving up there, right? All right, well, have a good day, Joe. We'll see you.
Thank you, Gage. All right, so I'm with a couple of our customers we just ran into today. We got in Jeep rentals. We have Chevy and Gary, sorry. And so one of the things that we're doing is trying to hit all the commonly asked questions, or just questions or data points, tips, that kind of stuff. So when people watch this, they're kind of prepared. So do you guys have questions about kind of what to expect, what to do, any concerns, things that come to mind?
The main thing we're thinking about is just driving up slowly and making sure to pull onto the side of the road maybe and stop for a couple minutes at a time rather than going straight up there.
So we did, I did kind of text you guys and say you wanted to get here 2 hours before sunset, an hour to acclimate to elevation, and they closed the gate an hour before sunset. In fact, the ranger just told me a half hour, but I played it safe and do an hour. But that's exactly what my plan is. We're just going to acclimate for an hour, go up, hang out, do it slow, and kind of.
And you also wouldn't want to get here any later than that because they were telling us that you have to leave the summit around 7:15 because the observatories get going and they don't want people's lights from their cars up there.
Mm-hmm. So you guys have any questions for us? Had we not already kind of talked about it? It looks like you need to bring some coats.
Yeah,
we had to buy extra layers actually. It is chilly.
Even though the sun's here and we're standing in the heat, it's still cold. And bring another layer underneath your pants if you can, and you'll be nice and warm.
Well, as for me, I don't own shoes and I refuse to wear them. So, but
teach their own.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
All right, at the visitor center here, probably noteworthy. There are bathrooms here to check out. Got some safety signs, some stuff about the Mauna to check out. Let's go inside and see the visitor center. So this is kind of where you get to kill some time and check some stuff out. Little shop to check out. The exhibit areas. Oh, they're doing a new exhibit area. Okay, well it's closed for now, but you used to be able to walk back there and kind of check stuff out. Place to grab a coat. Astronaut food. I think that's cool. Just here at the visitor center, and if you, Mauna Kea is that way, up the hill obviously, but look at that. Look at those clouds. You can zoom in. It's kind of, I'm sure you can't see this on video, kind of how that feels like to be on that bed of clouds. Just kind of sitting out there. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful up here. We haven't even started up the mountain really yet. We're at the visitor center. We have started up, but not past the visitor center yet. We're already up that high. Very cool. All right, so we're about to. This is the place where they stop to make sure you have 4x4 So they're going to make sure you have it in 4x4 at this stop. We're going to put it in neutral, 4 high. I think they suggest you put it in 4 low, but we shall see. And then drive. Just that simple. So it's 5:40. We just got past the Ranger checkpoint there. And look at that view. That is amazing. Above the clouds here. Let's see how long it takes to get to the top. This is so cool. Like, you can't help it. So, coming up the road, there's little places you can pull out a little bit here and just enjoy the view. I mean, we're not even close to the top. There's the visitor center down there. Check that out. Gorgeous up here. So we're about halfway up, maybe 2/3 of the way up. We'll say halfway up. Looking at another view. We're in a parking lot, and there's a bathroom. So this is one of the places that we're gonna pull over on the way down. But just in case you're wondering if there are any bathrooms on the way up, yes, there are. Backside of Mauna Kea. So we took the left and then kind of a right, and wow, look at that view. That is very cool. I don't know how many times I've said that taking this video, but yeah, pretty spectacular. So we're at the top, made it to the top, and we've got a lot of oohs and ahs happening because I wish my camera could capture this. It's a really clear day, or at least, you know, above the clouds here. These are telescopes. And if you're into sunsets, I mean, there's the row of Jeeps, or four-wheel drives at least, waiting for the greatest show on Earth. We're gonna see if we can get a better shot of that sunset. Tina back there, first time.
Oh, thoughts, Tina?
It's
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
It's amazing. It's the moment that you'll remember. You'll be saying, oh my God, remember where I was? Remember that time, the sunset on top of Mauna Kea?
It is pretty
It's
amazing.
breathtaking.
You're in and out of the Jeep freezing.
Yeah, don't care.
Get back in.
And that's a
I don't think we can see it, but there is a full moon back there.
There's a
Huh?
the moon on one side and the
Alright, so we got the sunset to the west. To the east, we got the full moon, which is just pretty cool. And it's windy. Alright, now we're heading down the Mauna. So neutral, 4 low, all the way back. That's going to slow us down. And this is a hybrid, so we're going to put an e-save mode and let the Jeep do its thing. And we've got an app here, off-road pages. We're going to see it charge and kind of see, check that out. It's going to send us what our pitch and roll is. And cruise on down the mountain. Let's see how this hybrid does. It should be charging the battery. Yeah, you can feel, again, that e-save mode is this button right here. Boom. And it's doing great. Yeah, this thing is, I'm not shifting in first and second, and it's just doing its own thing. Like, it seems to know to stay in gear. It's kind of how it feels. This thing is a champ. You just let off the gas, and it's almost like it just slams on the brakes. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm loving this hybrid. This thing is built for Mauna Kea. We were talking to the Rangers earlier. They said regular Jeep Wranglers, I think they test the brakes going down at like 117, 120 or something, and these hybrids are like 80 or 90. Yeah, these 4xEs, these do a great job. And I'm gonna let off the gas and let's see how much we slow down here. Yeah, I let off the gas and this thing just came to a halt. I did not touch the brakes at all, and I'm going 2 miles an hour. So there's clearly some logic built into this that I don't know if it's detecting the grade here or just the e-save mode itself that's slowing us down. In fact, let's take it off of e-save and see what happens. Took it off to e-save. It's kind of slowing down, but when you have it on e-save, you can definitely tell it slows down a lot more. Pretty cool. Also, if you've been to Mauna Kea yourself, please comment, share your comments, and if you plan on going to Mauna Kea, also comment, ask questions. If we don't get back to you on YouTube, you can shoot us an email, info@bigislandjeeprental.com, which is part of the description. Any questions at all, happy to help out. We want to make sure you're doing this right, you're doing it safe, the best we possibly can. So, thanks for watching. Aloha.